Hey, what's going on guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to finally give you a solution to your buy box problem. Now, the issues with the buy box have been referred to as a bunch of different things like the buy box glitch, but I like to think of it as more of Jeff Bezos with a magnifying glass and our sales being all of the ants. But regardless of what you call this issue, there is a simple solution to doing product research that can give you better results than you're most likely getting if you are suffering from not getting any sales whatsoever. Now, I've said it many times before, I personally have not experienced getting zero sales whatsoever on listings. I know it happens because a lot of you guys have commented on my videos or emailed me or DM'd me, and even some students have DM'd me with certain different issues on different listings that they are getting zero sales. So I know that it does happen. I personally have been fortunate enough not to have had it happen to me. I've experienced buy box rotation not being even, but not getting any sales whatsoever. But there's a few different things that we can do within our product research phase to help us avoid this as much as possible. Getting onto a listing that's getting zero sales, okay? So I'm gonna give you two different things that you guys can do when you are looking into a product that you are worried you may not get any sales whatsoever, or this buy box rotation isn't rotating evenly and I might not get as many sales as I initially anticipated, okay? So these two tips are gonna be very, very helpful for you guys when you're doing product research. But real quick, before we get into it, if you guys have any interest in working with me directly, having me be your mentor for about 12 weeks and getting all of the information and much, much more than I actually talk about on YouTube in a blueprint laid out for you in step-by-step format, then consider clicking the link down below and joining my mentorship program. Okay, we have a ton of success stories and I have a lot more tips that can help you out when it comes to product research, and even just with the buy box glitch, we have more tips within the course. So if you guys are interested in working with me directly and having me as your mentor, then make sure to check out that first link in the description and it'll give you all the information that you need. The first thing you're going to want to do that's really helpful is that you're going to want to use your Keepa graph in a different way than most of you guys may be used to. You absolutely need Keepa. Okay, I've said that every single time, but if you go to your price history, which is what the default setting is going to be when you're looking at your Keepa graph, you're going to see the graph, right? You're going to see the graph, the historical data, the sales rank graph. You're going to see all the charts on the side. Well, if you go to the top menu, you're going to see next to it, it's going to say track product, and next to that, it's going to say data. So if you click on data, you have three different options. You have product details, offers, and buy box statistics. So if you go to buy box statistics, it's going to tell you the statistics for that particular listing when it comes to the buy box. So this particular listing is in the video games category. I'm going to show you three different examples so we can just get rid of some of the myths that are revolving around this buy box issue that you guys have been having for some time. You can see that Mizumi, which is the top one, is getting 42% of the buy box currently. And they have a review count, which is how much reviews they have on their feedback on their seller account, is 1,500. Okay, so one of the big things is that this new algorithm revolving around the buy box is favoring larger sellers with a lot more reviews on their account. When I talk about those emails that I've gotten, those DMs or anything like that, this is what everyone's focusing on. I don't have that many reviews, or I'm selling with these other bigger sellers and they're taking all my sales. Well, this should be very clear to you that it's not necessarily the case, and it's not a blanket overall with every single listing that bigger sellers are getting it. Because this seller right here, Mizumi, has 1,500 review count. The second person closest to them as far as their buy box win percentage is 24%, and it's best game deals, and they have 20,000 reviews. Okay, they have 20,000 reviews, and they're getting less of the buy box than the guy with 1,500. Now, if we go a little bit lower, we have this guy right here who has 3,700 reviews. Okay, 3,700 reviews, and he's getting 12% of the buy box. And there's also people on here with 53,000 reviews, 93,000 reviews, 28,000 reviews that are getting a much lower percentage than Mizumi who's getting 42%. Now his review count is 100%, and the second closest is 90%, which is the one that's in second place. But if we look down here, this guy down here has 98% rating and 28,000 reviews. Okay, so he's clearly a larger seller than the guy who's getting 24% of the buy box. But it just goes to show you, it's not a blanket statement, or it's not a blanket change that's only going to favor these larger sellers. And reviews, you can, even if you have less reviews than some people, you can still be getting those buy box sales. Okay, now if you guys want me to go over a video talking about the major components when it comes to the buy box, I can do that. So this video isn't going to be about that. This video is directed towards all of the people that have been messaging me asking about, you know, the buy box glitch or the buy box issues that they've been having. That's what this video is about. But if you guys want me to go over a video talking about the major components of the buy box, I can absolutely do that for you guys. Okay, so that's one listing. Now we pulled up 3 different listings, and I found these in a matter of minutes. I don't even think it was 5 minutes. So not like I was searching the depths of the Amazon inventory to find these particular listings. I found these in less than 5 minutes. Okay, so this next one is in the grocery category, and we can see right here the person getting 41% of the buy box has 468 reviews. There's people on this listing, there's sellers on this listing with 1,300 reviews, 2,000 reviews, 1,800 reviews, and they're getting a much lower percentage. But the one that really stands out is the one with 6 reviews. They have 6 reviews at 100% rating, and they're winning 15% of the buy box. They're beating out this other guy who has 100% reviews rating and has 17 reviews. He's only getting 2%. They're beating out this guy right here who's getting 5% of the buy box at a 96 rating with 566 reviews. Okay, so you can see that it's not black and white. That's the point what I'm trying to tell you guys. But you also want to look at what are these percentages, right? So I'm focusing right now on the reviews because that's the majority of the questions that I get is, oh, I don't have that many reviews, or oh, my rating's not this, or oh, my rating's not that, or they're favoring these bigger sellers. So that's what I'm focusing on. But you also, when you're looking at these listings, you want to look at the percentages. Okay, so this is a pretty, I don't want to say even, because this seller, the Y-gram, is getting 41%. But you can definitely position yourself to get a lot of sales here. The next seller is 15%, 14%, 9%, and then it just keeps teetering down from there. If we look at the initial listing, 42%, 24%, 12%, 10%. Okay, so the buy box is rotated a little bit more evenly on this one because it's spread out through more sellers. But if we look at this last one, which is in the home and kitchen category, the main guy is getting 38% of the sales, then 17%, then 12%, then 11%. You want to be able to see that not one seller has 75% of the sales or 80% of the sales or even 60% of the sales, but you want to see that it's actually being distributed throughout the other sellers that are on the listing. This is going to help you avoid getting onto a listing where it's not rotating properly or you're not going to get any sales. So this last one, the one with the most reviews, actually is getting the majority of the sales. There's 132,000 reviews. But the second most is getting 17% of the buy box with 4,000 reviews, and their rating is 98%. The third one has 135 reviews at 99% and is getting 12% of the buy box. Okay, so that you can see this one is a much larger seller. 135 reviews at 99% they're a huge seller, right? This guy only has 4,000 and he has a 98%. He's getting more of a percentage than the third guy. Now, another thing that plays into this whole thing is when did they come in, right? Did they just show up? But you can, they show up this last month or the last 6 months, or how long have they been on listing? And you can see that right here on range in days. Okay, so right now it's at 30 days. So this is the stats for 30 days. But if we go back 90 days, we can see that there's more of a spread for the last 90 days. If we go back 180 days, the guy who's getting the majority of the buy box for the last 30 days, in the spread of 6 months, he was only getting 23%. And some of these sellers were still on this listing, but they've moved up, right? So common sense distribution, he's in third place for the buy box in the last 30 days. But for the last 6 months, he was only getting 3% of the buy box. And this is a major player in this space. because look at all the reviews that they have. Okay, so there's a lot that you guys can do and a lot more product research that you can do just to be more informed before you pull the trigger on a product and decide to jump in really, really deep on a product. Okay, so this is gonna really help you out. But what you wanna look for is that there's not necessarily even like 25%, 25%, 25%. You just want to see that the buy box is rotating. That's the most important thing. You also can do this with Amazon. So if you think Amazon's not sharing a product, you can go into here and you can see, is Amazon taking 100% of the sales? If they are, then you should probably not get onto that listing. But there's a lot of listings that they share the buy box, and you can use this buy box statistic to tell you how much of the buy box percentage they're taking. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that you can do with this, but it's really going to help you out to just play around with the buy box statistics. Okay, the second thing that you're going to want to do is testing your products before you go really deep, which just means purchasing a very, very large amount into a product without doing any testing whatsoever. I think testing is important in general. It's always been important, but I think it's just getting more and more important as we progress in this Amazon FBA game that we're all playing. So testing is very, very important. So if you have any sort of worries or concerns with a particular listing, you definitely want to do a test purchase beforehand. Send in a test shipment regardless of how much it is, just to see that it's selling at a certain rate, like just to see that it's selling at what you think it's selling. So if it's selling, let's say 500 units a month, then you want to send in, let's say 50 units just to see. It's going to sell out right away if it's selling what you think it is. Or you can send in 10, or you can send in 15. It just depends on how much that product is selling or how much you anticipate it selling. It will depend on how much of a test order you need to do. But as soon as you can confirm that it is selling, you are gonna get sales, then you can send in a larger shipment. So testing is going to be your best friend if you are worried about a certain listing. Now, it can lead to you not capitalizing on as many sales because you only sent in a test purchase, you didn't send a bigger shipment in, and it is selling what you anticipated, but it can also save you from losing a lot of money by just having your money sit there. Okay, you're not necessarily gonna lose money, you're just not gonna be capitalizing on the sales because you sent in a very, very large order without testing the listing first. It's not necessary with every single listing. I definitely don't do it with every single listing, but if there's something that I'm worried about or the buy box percentage is way too high for 1 or 2 sellers and I may be worried that I'm not gonna get as many sales, then I'll do a purchase order 100% because I'd rather confirm that I'm gonna get sales than just hope for the best and get stuck with a bunch of inventory in the Amazon warehouse. So the 2 tips are: use the buy box statistics within your Keepa graph. You have to get Keepa if you're gonna take this business seriously. And also number 2 is just send in some test orders when you think it's necessary. You don't have to do it for every single listing, but when you think it's necessary, testing will be your best friend. All right, guys, so let me know if you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section, and subscribe. You guys already made it to the very end, so make sure to subscribe and turn your post notifications on as well, because I am releasing a lot more videos, so you guys don't want to miss any of the information that I'm dropping on this channel. All right, guys, I will see you guys in that next video. Peace.